What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again. We got ourselves the next Hall of Heroes for the month of December. It is going to be Tetra, the Water Mermaid. So, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Once a month, every month, Comp to us gives us that opportunity to collect a 4-star monster from the Hall of Heroes Secret Dungeon. This time around, it's going to be Tetra, the Water Mermaid, and we're going to have about 3 days to get it done and to clear the 10 stages so we can acquire the 250 pieces to be able to summon 5 of these monsters here. So, as always, guys, we're going to go ahead and update you on the particular kit of Tetra, talk about the pros and cons, and see if it's even worth building, or is it going to be another one of those skill up monsters that we're going to use later on in the game. Let's take a look. First skill that we got going on here, Mana Bubble. Looks like it will do some damage based on max HP and then have a 50% chance to remove beneficial effect. Air Shield, this is obviously really nice. Be able to cleanse, provide a shield, and then the shield amount is proportionate to monster's level, which isn't too bad. I wish it was based on max HP, but I think that's asking a little too much. Last but not least, we got the Songs of the Sirens. Sings an irresistible song and seduces enemies and puts them into sleep for 1 turn. So let's take a look at the kit overall. We got a beneficial effect remover, and then we got a unit that's going to be able to provide damage based on max HP. And considering that this is a support-based monster, it's always nice to get a little bit of extra damage since you're going to be building it in that tanky fashion. Obviously, there's nothing really to question ourselves with regards to this skill. Having any type of skill that's going to be able to cleanse as well as provide some kind of safeguard by means of the shield is very good. This one here, though, kind of leaves me a little bit on the downside end of trying to build this one. The Irresistible Song for sleep for 1 turn is great, right? We got that crowd control and whatnot that you wouldn't use, but here's the deal. In this particular situation, it does have some good base speed, so maybe you can play around with runes to take advantage of it. When I think about CC in and of itself, unless you have a composition that revolves around the sleeping aspect, the Chiwus, the Izarias, the Arias, stuff like that, then it's obviously nice because you can manipulate that and play around with that. But ultimately, you're going to have that issue of incorporating other types of inability effects with your other monsters and potentially breaking the sleep if you go ahead and take advantage of it. If I recall correctly, this skill is a 6-turn, right? But it goes down to 5 turns. And with respect to CC effects, a good amount of them are going to be in the 5 to 6 turn category. So I feel like with regards to some of the other counterparts out there, like the Water Heart Magician, I think that's a really good candidate there. Comparing the overall kit and what you got going on here, I think that this is not going to be the greatest candidate here. But I will say this, which makes me even more excited about this particular Hall of Heroes, is because of the fact that in this situation, all 5 of the elements, 4 out of the 5, I feel are really good. Obviously, this would not be the one. Maybe that's why Comtos gave it, right? But honestly, like, this is one that you definitely want to get as many as possible, just for the simple fact that any of the other elements are super good. So I do want to take a little bit of time to talk about it. First one being the one that you guys already know that I'm going to talk about, because I built this one right when it came out with the recent changes, and I felt that it was super good. I mean, Cichlid, so amazing, such an amazing monster here. I just love her kit, right? She still has the beneficial effect with a 50% chance. The air shield, similar to Tetra here, but this one is what really makes it unique, right? This one is actually based on her percentage of her max HP, and so again, she's a support-based monster. You're going to be building her fast, you're going to be building her tanky with a lot of HP, because you want to get a little bit more value out of this skill. And then, of course, the last one here, being able to do damage to the target, hit him 3 times to remove a beneficial effect, have a chance to provide the defense break, and increases the skill cooldown by 2 turns with a 50% chance with each attack. So, I mean, this overall is amazing. One of the things that people don't underestimate is the fact of the cooldown times. In this particular situation, Cichlid, her skill on the second one is going to be a 2-turn cooldown, while Tetra, if you guys didn't see already, is originally a 4-turn cooldown, but it gets reduced down to a 3. And then, of course, her CC type of effect is upwards of 5 to 6, depending on if you have the skill up or not. But this one here, Crushed Hopes, will actually get reduced down to a 3-turn cooldown, which makes this extremely viable if you're playing around with a violence set. And then, of course, the one that, if you guys saw when we did some commentating here in these last, I think it was the New York regionals that we saw a little bit of shine, the Pleiade here, the Fire Mermaid. This one, obviously, really nice as well. We got the beneficial effect. We got that ability to go ahead and provide a little bit of attack bar manipulation, a little bit of a heal. If we don't want to go that route and we want to bring somebody up, we can go ahead and revive them at that. So a lot of things going on in this second skill. And then last but not least, you got an opportunity to stun an enemy for 1 turn and set back the target skills to max cooldown with an 80% chance. And I believe this can get approved with skill ups here. So when you think about being able to improve the activation rate and, combining it with some runes to go ahead and make sure that you're landing stuff, making them fast tanky and having a little bit of accuracy, which is going to be important, right? We want to have a little bit there in the substat so we can take advantage of this beneficial effect removal. I mean, we got a lot of great things going on here. This is kind of a segment wannabe by being able to, set the target skills to max cooldown. But of course, we can't remove the beneficial effects tied to that skill. So obviously, it's not going to be right up there with the 5-star counterpart, but it's pretty darn close. So again, this is like the main elements here. There's really nothing to argue about when it comes to Molly and Beta. Obviously, they're both amazing monsters. So if you got the opportunity to collect these skill ups, we don't have to waste your time about that. You know that they're going to be beneficial. But Tetra, yes, she is pretty unique, but I feel like her third skill is a little bit lackluster with comparison to the other 4-star counterparts that provided CC effects. Could it be played around with in other aspects of the game? Sure, but I think it needs too much synergy with regards to your team in order to capitalize on its inability effect. And again, I think outside of all the inability effects, I feel like the sleep one is just, there's too much issues when it comes to breaking that particular sleep with regards to other harmful effects or other CPC based units that you're going to be able to use. But again, I love Cichlid, I love Playdate. I hope that you guys take the time to go ahead and collect this monster, because again, both of these monsters are going to be really, really unique. And I think that with the incorporation, with the introduction of the Guild Siege battles and whatnot, we have now more monsters that we can go ahead and max skill out and to take advantage of it. Because as you guys know, Guild Siege, it really, really pays top ends there if you do have a guild that you're a part of that has 25 members, and of course with those members has enough variety of monsters that are going to be doing some good. Obviously you need the runes, but you want to make sure that those monsters that you're incorporating into your compositions do have the skills to back it up. And with regards to the 2 that we're talking about here, when you do max skill them out, you could see a lot more value when it comes to utilize them in your team. Okay, that's going to be it, guys. Let me know what your thoughts is on Tetra the Water Mermaid. Again, I love her, but I hate her. I wish her third skill was brought a little bit more. Irresistibility is great, but if they have will, what can you do, right? That's going to be it, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's your boy Childish from ChildishPlays. Check it out. Take care, and we will see you in the next video. I'm out.